Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clockwork
Hello.
Cantina, episode 94.
Indeed.
I have lost my mouse because I can't see with this mask on. Well, welcome to the Halloween edition. We dressed up because it is our
Halloween
last
episode.
episode. Yeah, our last episode
It's our last
for
one of
October.
October, so here we are.
Yeah. So if you guys can't hear us, I'll tell you right now, this mask is not going to last very long because I can't see worth a damn. But yeah, we're gonna be talking Dune in the second half of the show. Um, I'm one of your hosts, by the way, Josh902, and this is our other host.
And I am DT3. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time, boy, it's we don't usually do this. This is a special occasion.
Once a year.
Yes. Once a year, we get dressed up and act like fools and things. So I am currently dressed up as a Darth Revan, one of our favorite KOTOR characters of the old canon.
One of our favorite Star Wars characters in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my costume was inspired by for those of you who watch Star Wars Visions, I decided to become a Sith Morai.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I have a lightsaber and stuff here too. But you know, probably gonna. I can't see very good, so I'm not hitting the button. Whoops. Oh yeah. We got a little color action for you. But yeah, that's going over here. Out of the way. I'm taking the mask off because I can't see.
Oh look.
And we're just gonna do the rest of the show like this. Yes. So as this show progresses, I'm gonna get progressively more naked because this is not a cool costume. It's very hot. But I have the air conditioning on, so here we go. We're taking the robe off. Still pretty cool though. But yeah. We usually talk about what we've been up to in the first half of the show. So I'll start us off on this because I don't have very much. Let me make sure I've hit all the buttons correctly. Also, where did I do with my glasses? Oh, they're right here.
All of the buttons.
We are recording, thank God, or oh no, depending on how you feel about Halloween costumes. What have I been up to the past week? I have played New World quite a bit, but I've been on a little bit of a break the past few days. The second thing I've been up to is that we finished season 1 of Ted Lasso, I believe. Let me fix Daniel's camera for him really quick. That rainbow puke thing happened. And
you can see me now.
Yeah, there we go.
You can see me now.
We can see him. And I watched some Dirty Harry movies because they're on HBO Max, and I was like, what should I watch? I couldn't find anything. And I was like, you know what? We'll just throw on the Dirty Harry movies. So I've watched 1, 2, and 3 of those. Quite entertaining, quite fun. I enjoy them. Also, shout out to Etsy, by the way, for this mask. This came off Etsy, off one of the Etsy stores. Let me shout out the store, actually.
Nice.
Since they were
I was gonna keep my mask on, but I have a drink here that I want to drink, so
look, I would love to keep my mask on, but it's like it's got a so look at this. They were nice enough to put like hockey style padding inside. And it has a visor in it. But the visor, much like my glasses when I wear a mask, fog up.
Fog up, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about those, that's for sure.
But for those of you that were hanging out in Discord and anytime I had my webcam on, this was literally right here the whole time. I put it up there just to see if anybody noticed. But nobody said anything if they did notice. But yeah, this is off the Etsy store, Big Water 99. Like this is like 100. I think I got it like $100. So totally worth it. Really cool. The other thing I ordered, I did order the lightsaber. This is a new one. I didn't have this before. Has
Nice.
it's one of the NeoPixel blades. It does lots of sounds. That is not what I meant to do. It does a lot of shit.
Definitely brighter than mine. Mine is not one of those cool ones. I have a Force Effects lightsaber.
That is not
How
the one I
Kestis.
want. Maybe I'm going the wrong way.
Skydoctor. You just got all kinds of sound stuff. Huh?
Yeah, it's got different ones. Here we go.
Stop
Next
turning
one.
on.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do. But yeah, this is really cool too.
Yeah, just random quotes.
Yep, and they each change to different colors when you change. So I
really?
got the purple right here. But yeah, this was not cheap. This was the most expensive. This was that expensive thing I was talking about in Discord the other night. I was like, I don't know if I want this, but I did want it really bad. So I got it. It's gonna go on the shelf when we're done with the Halloween stuff.
Yeah, it's not a question of do you want it, because of course you want it, but it's like, am I willing to pay this much for this thing?
Am I willing to pay? And it's worth it. It's cool. It's got dude, you can do like so much for those things.
You can use that saber for a bunch of different things now, you know?
Yeah. But I also got I got a second saber, and you're gonna laugh. I bought this is $80 grab bag from the same store. I just threw in there to see what kind of grab bag stuff they give you.
Yeah.
So I got this. I'm gonna let the nephew play with it because this was $80. It's this one right here. It's $80. Simple. It's not like the other one.
Gotcha.
But it lights up and it's green and it has sound too, but I have it turned off right now. And they do different stuff. It flashes and it's cool. Change color in it. So if you ever want just like a cheap little saber to play around with, $80 gets you a grab bag from Dark Wolf. They're pretty cool. But yeah, that's my Halloween grabs. For the past week. Phew, it's hot in this thing. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Daniel, what have you been up to the past week?
Let's see. Well, I played a New World as well. Not as much the past several days because I've been like really busy with things, but yeah, I've definitely played that. I need to play more of that as well. Because I mean, I enjoy the game and you know, it's just a fun time. But I need to keep leveling up and whatnot. But played some of that. Played some Overcooked. I started Bloodborne again on stream because I had a friend guiding me through it, and I've actually enjoyed the game a lot more this time around than I did last time.
Yeah, how was that? I've never played any of those games.
It's hard, like again, like I know I always say that I'm not usually into those kind of games, but like I don't know, I guess playing it with like somebody else is more fun, you know. But then again, like most games are more fun when you play with other people, you know. So I definitely had more fun with it this time around than I did last time. Like I normally am not into those types of games. As you guys have heard me plenty of times, I'm sure if you watch the show enough. But yeah, no, I definitely had fun with it this time around. We'll probably do more on Wednesday. Like Josh, also finished Ted Lasso season 1. I can't wait to start season 2 because it was a really fun time. Play a little bit more Red Dead Online. I need to play more as well though because I need to finish that pass before it expires. So I need to hurry up and do that. You guys will definitely be hearing me say that I played that more next week as well because again I need to get on it and finish that pass. I watched Fear Street parts 1 and 2, which were both pretty good. I enjoyed them. I'll be watching the third one sometime this week. So you guys will hear me talk about that one. Definitely fun, like Halloween style movies to check out if you're into that. And then I watched the House of Secrets, the Burari deaths. like 3-part docuseries, mini docuseries, and it was fucked up, is what it is. Really messed up. Yep,
That was an
that was a
accident.
laugh.
That was an accident. That's what that was. I was trying to turn it off.
I'm over here like, this was a fucked up documentary. Then you hear a laugh.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to turn it off, and it just
No, but yeah,
it switched.
that is. If you're into like those like crime documentaries and stuff, definitely check that one out, because it is some fucked up shit. But I don't want to get too into it in case anybody here who's listening or watching wants to check it out. But it involves rituals, and it's set in India. By the way, this is a real thing that happened to real people. It was a family and one evil dude. But anyway, yeah, it was that's pretty much what I've been up to, and yeah, crazy stuff going on with that. That's for sure. Also, for those of you who are coming into the chat in real time, let me put on my my costume again so you guys can see it.
Indeed, I took my robe off, Val, because it's fucking hot. But I mean, I kind of got the tunic and stuff on, but the robe part is 1,000 degrees. Even the tunic is kind of hot, like it's got sleeves on it. And my mask kept fogging up, so I was like, I gotta take this off.
There it is, saber on and everything.
Hell yeah!
So if you missed it, there it is for those of you coming into the chat right now. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to the past week. All the fun things, at least.
Cool, sweet.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Loki. But yeah, that's the stuff we've been up to the past week. We got a little bit of news. In the second half of the show, we're gonna spoil the shit out of Dune. So make sure you come here for that stuff. There's probably stuff. I imagine there's probably news dropping. I feel like I saw something earlier. So if there's that, we will drop that stuff as it comes up. I'm sorry, guys. Like the So we started the show with costumes on, and it's thrown me off completely. As weird as that sounds, because I'm not used to it. But it's fun. I like dressing up.
It's time for the news, man. If you're ready for that,
let's hit the news, Daniel. Why don't you start us off?
All right. So, for the first piece of news, we have God of War is coming to PC in January with 4K resolution, unlocked frame rates, and ultra-wide support.
My laziness is paid off. I'm gonna get to play this on the PC now.
Yeah, man. Well, you and a lot of other people that have been waiting for this to happen. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I played the game when it came out, so I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see what whatever people who haven't played it think of it, because I think it's fucking awesome. It was like top 2 games of the year for me in 2018. My top 3 was Red Dead, God of War, and Spider-Man that year. That was a hell of a year for games, man.
It was a good year. It was a good year.
And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys think of this. For those of you that haven't played it, because I love it. I think it's a fantastic fucking game. But yeah, it's coming out in January, and it was previously kind of leaked, right, in that big list that we've seen before with all the games on it, and this was one of the ones on there.
Yeah, that actually turns out to be true.
Yeah, PlayStation has slowly been rolling out some of their exclusives to PC, like they had Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Death Stranding, and then Days Gone, and now God of War is up next, making the jump and the plunge over So yeah, the game's coming out on PC on January 14th, 2022. It's up for pre-order. You can get it, I think, for $50. The Steam page talks a lot about the PC port as well, if you're curious about that. Striking visuals, true 4K resolution, unlocked frame rates for peak performance, improved screen space reflections, and much more. But yeah, definitely go check that out if you're curious. It is definitely a great game, and yeah, man, it's cool that more people are going to be able to experience it because like I said, I think it's one of the best. For me, it's one of the best games I've ever played.
Hell yeah. That'll be exciting. 1 second while I grab this robe before I roll all over it with my chair. Nope, I'm standing on it. That's why it's not moving. That way, there we go. Sorry, I'm good.
You're good. You're good.
I'm fly. I'm the Dark Lord right now. But yeah, I'm excited for this to come out on PC. I'm glad me being lazy has paid off.
Paid off for once, right?
Yeah, so that means I'll get to play it on PC, get all the awesome visuals and all the stuff that's coming along with it.
Yeah.
And also, I think this bodes well for the future with the Sony exclusives. Like, that's more stuff coming to PC. I'm all about it. So,
I mean, you know what? Like, as long as they keep doing this, that means I don't ever have to buy a PS5, dude. Like, fuck it.
right?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Put everything on PC, man. Because literally, like, the only reason, like, for me at this point, is like the exclusives, man. But if you're just gonna put everything on PC, then you know what? Fuck buying any system. I'll just fucking get everything on PC.
Exactly right. And give us that controller support so I can just buy a PS5 controller and use it on the PC and get all those extra benefits.
Plug and play, exactly.
Yeah.
Indeed,
Okay.
indeed.
I'm out of breath. What do we got next?
Next up, we have Concerned Ape's newest game. Which, if you guys don't know who Concerned Ape is, he is the dude behind Stardew Valley. And for a while now, we know that he was done with Stardew and working on a new game. The new game is called Haunted Chocolatier. So, Concerned Ape's Haunted Chocolatier. We have some early gameplay footage of it.
Yep, we got it playing here.
It to me, this just looks like a updated Stardew, to be honest.
Right. I'm curious to see if he's how the gameplay and stuff like that is. Wow, that looks neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right, like it just looks like an updated Stardew.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are super excited about this.
Yeah, Stardew was like one of those. I want to say sleeper hit, but I don't think it's a sleeper hit. It's like it started off like here's a few people trying this out, and then it just grew exponentially until it became a juggernaut, right? Like it's so I'm excited for this. Concerned Ape is an awesome. I mean, he made Stardew. He's rich now off Stardew. He can do anything he wants. So,
this is pretty much Willy Wonka Stardew Simulator, right? I mean,
yeah. And like I think like the oh, are they on a train? It looks like they're on a train. But yeah, Haunted Chocolatier, crazy.
Yep, there you go.
In development. Not gonna be ready for a while.
Announced this on Thursday, I believe. But yeah, there it is. There's that.
Okay.
We have
Awesome.
another reveal, or not reveal, but more of like a finally like a trailer for something that's been rumored for such a long time, which is the Grand Theft Auto the trilogy, the definitive edition trailer. So I know this had come out. I haven't seen it yet until now. So
Same.
it's only a minute long anyway. So all right,
Yeah,
there
it's
doesn't
super
need to be
quick.
much, but let's see what we got here.
Let's see how it looks.
I love San Andreas, man.
Wow, that actually looks a lot better.
It really does. Look at Vice City, man. That's nice.
Oh man, I can't wait to go back. Vice City is like, oh,
That's sick, man.
Well, that ought to put the coyote in the chicken coop, huh?
this looks great.
Yeah, it looks so much better.
I never played GTA 3, so it'll be cool to get to play that. Vice City was like always the one I loved, but I also really love San Andreas.
Yeah. I'm the same as you, but it was San Andreas the one, and then Vice City 2 for me.
That's pretty cool. Awesome.
Although-
That looks
although
great.
Yeah, I have played a little bit of 3, but not super much, like not nowhere near as much as the other two.
I got like a pre-owned PS2 and GTA 3 as a kid. But the PS2 didn't work, so I had to return all of it. So, I got a
man.
PS2. I got a PS2 later on that actually worked and was good. But I never got to play GTA 3. So,
Oh man, Loki, my first GTA was GTA 2, the the over the top view. That was my first one, so I started on that. And then like the difference from 2 to 3 was just astronomical. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, there's the trailer for the definitive edition of the trilogy for the PS2 trilogy. So that's cool. Very very nice. I had a lot of good memories with those games, so that's cool. I'll definitely pick this up at some point and check it out, play it.
yeah.
Next up we have some Overwatch news, and we don't really talk about Blizzard nowadays, but I just wanted to bring this up because for a long time they had been, they were gonna change, fucking McCree's name, and now they did. So on October 26th, which is tomorrow, the change will go through, and the new name. Well, actually, they put up something here, and I'll read it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna read it. I'll just say his name. The name is Cole Cassidy.
Cole Cassidy.
Cole Cassidy. So he went from Jesse McCree to Cole Cassidy. I hope that now I'm gonna say this, but I know that this they should have never done this from the first place, and there's still a lot more that they need to do, instead of just like removing emotes from WoW and stuff like that, as well.
Yeah.
But like you should never change, or you should never name one of your game characters after a real life person to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't. This is such a like super minor thing that they're doing, and like even the other thing of fucking what is it yeah, I wow fucking removing like what was the thing they did, like removing like flirty emotes or some
They've
stupid shit
removed a
like
lot
that.
of flirty emotes, a lot of jokes, a lot of stuff like that, which is like
That just like the dumbest fucking thing
like
that they
isn't this
could
the
do.
least of your worries right now? Like you know what I mean? Like
Of all the
it's
things that they do need to be worrying about, it's like,
it
what are
just
you
seemed
doing?
weird. It seemed weird they were removing all that stuff.
Yeah, it but anyway, I just thought I'd briefly bring that up because I mean, I'm a bit of I'm a little conflicted because like I like the game Overwatch, but I can't be fucked with Blizzard right now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, there
e-
like comes a time where
every
you have to kind of stand up for
yeah
what you believe, right? So
everything that when that whole thing happened with that we found out about, I like uninstalled the launcher, I uninstalled the game, so I haven't played Overwatch or done anything on the launcher since then. So it's like man, I still like the game, but like fuck you guys. So I haven't done anything since then. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up. I know they need to do so much better with everything that they're doing, and we've talked about that already, and I know Josh could definitely go off on Blizzard, but
yeah, I've done it so
you
many
know,
times that I'm not like.
yeah, we're not gonna get too into
If
that.
you're watching the show at
You
this
guys,
point, you know how we feel. Like you
I
feel the
was gonna
same,
say
probably.
you know how we feel already about all that stuff. So, but anyway, let's talk about the next thing, Josh, which is what is it? Kina Bridge of Spirits, right?
Yes, I threw this in here. When we were putting up news stories last night, we go through for those of you that want to look behind the scenes on how we do this show, we usually, as the week goes through, we add news stories to the thing, and then usually the day before, Daniel mostly goes through and make sure that we haven't missed anything. But I threw this
I
one in
tried
here when I
to
looked last night.
I tried to comb the desert as we speak. As
Yeah,
they say.
he's getting spice. Um, but yeah, Kina Bridge of Spirits has already recovered its development cost. So it's just a quick little article over here on Novice Gamer Guys that says Ember Lab's first project was Kina Bridge of Spirits. After recouping the expenditures for Kina, or Kina, I should say, Kina,
Yeah.
they're already working on their next game. So they've already started work on their next project. They've got their money back from making Kina, which is awesome. Like, it's also crazy to me because I don't know how much Kina costs. It does not look like it'd be cheap because of how fucking pretty it is. I have not had a chance to play it yet. I don't think Daniel has either.
No, I want to, but I haven't had a chance to see it either.
They don't say how much they've made off of it, I don't believe here. So, just a quick little snippet. They've recouped their dev costs on Kina, which
That's cool.
which is awesome. That's cool. That's great.
Yeah,
I want more
that's good to
products
hear
from
for
them.
sure. Yeah.
Since that is the Kina stuff. The next thing is a Darkest Dungeons 2 Road to Ruin early access trailer.
Oh, damn.
So I really love Darkest Dungeon. Daniel, have you ever played Darkest Dungeon, or is it anything that's ever tickled your interest?
I haven't, but I've seen people play it. I mean, it looks cool, but I just,
Yeah, I gotcha.
that's one of those games I'm like, man, I would be so bad at it, but watching other people play it is cool.
So this hits early access tomorrow. I think it's on the Epic Game Store. I think it's on there.
And I'll be honest, I forgot that they were doing a second one.
Yeah, they surely are. And the reason I know about it so much is because Zeke is going to be playing the shit out of it.
Yeah, I figured those guys like Poe and Zeke and those dudes would be playing it.
But yeah, we got a trailer here. Let's check it out. It's a minute and a half, not very long. I expect music and epic voiceover. Let's see if I'm right.
I think you are.
Ruin
Yep.
has found you at last.
Ride out into a world undone. Whoa, this is way different.
In all directions, destruction has claimed dominion.
Onward.
The crossroads.
Emptiness and dissolution have wormed their way into the world.
Care for your companions.
All right.
Onward once again, though all the world's horrors bar the way.
Not bad.
Baleful breath, burning bright, biting blade.
When you are ready, This rutted roadway will finally take you home.
Burning blade.
Country road, take me home. Uh, he said this winding road to take you home. I started fucking playing Country Road.
I see.
Um,
To the
yes, I belong.
frame.
But yeah, the early access tomorrow, October 26th, Epic Game Store only, I believe. So if you're a fan of the original Darkest Dungeon, like I am, which I'm gonna play again at some point. I have it installed in the original.
Nice.
You can get the Game of Year edition really cheap. Uh,
Oh yeah,
but yeah, Darkest Dungeon 2, early access tomorrow.
neat. Very
Uh,
neat. Yeah, I just
next
like I
up,
said,
oh,
I just didn't even. I totally forgot they were even doing a second one, man.
yeah,
That's cool that they they got all that.
indeed. Next up, we have a little Starfield doohickey. Something
So
about the
I haven't
settled
seen this
systems.
either.
I haven't
So this
either.
will be cool.
It's about a minute and a half, so let's check it out.
Yep.
I think it's just a
Check it
dude
out.
talking. I
Hi,
don't think it's any
I'm Emil
gameplay.
Pagliarulo, Design Director of Bethesda Game Studios. We're very excited to offer you this exclusive look at Starfield and the exciting universe we've created, which is an area
Exclusive
of our
look.
solar system we call the Settled Systems. Our game is
The
set in the year
Settled
2330,
Systems.
in a relatively small pocket of the Milky Way, in an area that extends
2330
outward
is
from
when
our
it's set.
solar system for approximately 50 light years.
Okay.
Around 20 years before the start of the game, the two largest factions in the Settled Systems, the United Colonies and Freestar Collective, engaged in the bloody Colony War. Today, the major factions enjoy an uneasy peace, but the Settled Systems is still pretty dangerous. There are plenty of human threats out there, like ecliptic mercenaries, pirates of the Crimson Fleet, violent spacers, or even the fanatical religious zealots of House Varun. The organization known as Constellation is committed to uncovering the mysteries of the galaxy, and as one of its newest members, you'll explore the deepest reaches of the Settled Systems, and you'll find yourself at home in the Starfield.
Okay.
Cool.
Just a little bit more tidbit of information,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Especially since we don't get it till it's like a year away. This is like 11/11/22, so a little bit of info is pretty cool. Because we're definitely
bad.
interested in it. If you
Yeah,
can't
I
tell
mean-
by the way we're dressed, we love going into the stars and doing wars. You know, like you know what I'm talking about, like.
Yes, sir.
I think this next thing is you, Daniel. What do we got here?
Yeah. So the final thing I have here is that there's a new Phasmophobia update today, and it is called Phasmophobia Nightmare, a haunted campsite, new ghost types, difficulty changes, and more. So yeah, they've added the Maple Lodge campsite, a brand new medium-sized map featuring picnic areas, games, multiple tents, a log cabin, and a haunted lake. Maple Lodge campsite has more unique objects, higher object density, and more visual detail. Minimum specification computers should have no updates, but if you have an outdated hardware, you may see FPS drops. Other locations will feature more detail on unique objects at a later date. In the future, other locations will receive a new truck mini-map designed to be consistent with Maple Lodge campsite. Difficulty rework. All difficulties have received a major overhaul. We hope these changes make each difficulty feel more unique and provide more options for players of every skill level. A percentage of doors will now randomly start open depending on difficulty. So here we have the differences between each one. So amateur, recommended for new ghost hunters. Long setup time, long hunt grace period, short hunt duration. Sanity pills restore a lot of sanity and regain half of your lost equipment's value if you die. Intermediate, the standard ghost hunting experience. Average setup time, average hunt grace period, average hunt duration, and sanity pills restore some sanity. Fuse box starts off, fewer places to hide, and regain some of your lost equipment's value if you die. And then we have professional for experienced ghost hunters. The ghost can very rarely change his preferred room after moving. No setup time, short hunt grace period, long hunt duration. Sanity pills restore little sanity, and the fuse box starts off much fewer hiding places. And here we go. Nightmare difficulty, a new difficulty for top ghost hunters. Designed to be a challenge mode for those seeking the most intense gameplay Phasmophobia has to offer. Ghosts will not reveal one type of evidence. The ghost will sometimes change his preferred room after moving. No setup time. Shortest hunt grace period. Long hunt duration. Kills extend the current hunt's duration. Sanity pills restore much less sanity. Fusebox starts off almost no hiding places, and paranormal interference has damaged some of your monitoring equipment.
Oh dear.
Weather. Each time you start a contract, the location will have different weather, adding new layers of gameplay and making each contract feel unique. Changing temperature will make finding the ghost location more difficult. Rain or wind will impair your hearing, and a thick fog will reduce visibility. I think that's cool because, like, I think in the early days of Phasma, when we played it a lot, it kind of felt like this doing the same shit over and over again. So
Mhm.
having the weather be different and stuff like that, it definitely is gonna mix things up, which I think is gonna be good. The Ouija board didn't make as they're talking about the Ouija board now. The Ouija board didn't make as much sense as we like, so it's been revamped. Now you trade sanity for information and are penalized less if you don't get a response. The Ouija board will now lower your sanity greatly when the ghost responds. If the ghost doesn't respond, you will only lose a small fraction of sanity. Demons have had their weakness changed to reflect these changes. There's new ghost types. So we have an Onryo, the Twins, Obake, and Raiju. And there's plenty of other changes and fixes and things if you want to go check that out and read that out in the patch notes for the 4.0 update or the version 0.4 update. My bad for Phasmophobia. Definitely go check that out over on the Steam page. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, might have to play some more Phasmophobia here pretty soon. Try to do up there,
Yeah. Maybe a stream in the
'Cause-
future.
Indeed, yeah, maybe. I mean, shit, whoever wants to play it, I'm down. You know.
Hell yeah. I haven't played Phasmo in a long time.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to do that again soon then. But yeah, that's the Phasmo update. That's I believe all I got for the news. You gotta refer for
I'm
the
gonna
gaming news at least.
I'm gonna look through some of the gaming, just the Reddit really quick.
Yeah.
There's a Halo thing that's like 6 minutes long. I don't know if we want to watch that. We may put that on news for next week. Reviews are coming out for Guardians of the Galaxy, which we've shit on repeatedly.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I just for the longest time I just haven't really been like super excited about him.
yeah,
But like
but
I have been hearing some good reviews. Like I heard somebody compare it.
reviews are looking good. Yeah.
I heard somebody compare it to Spider-Man mixed with Mass Effect, which I mean that sounds cool.
I might check it out. You know what? Like, I always wait for
Yeah.
reviews on things. And look, you can only get so much when you look at a trailer, right? Like, um, sometimes you gotta look at some reviews, watch some people check some things out. And even if it's reviewing good, still might not be up any of our alley. You know, it just happens that way sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, good things are coming out there, so that's cool. I hope they blow my socks off. There's some reviews coming out for Age of Empires 4. Looks like reviews are looking real good. A lot of 9s, 8s, and 10s. For that.
Nice.
So for those of you that are into the Age of Empires, I think it's coming to Game Pass. So if you got a Game Pass, you'll be able to play that. We have some Horizon Forbidden West info here. Looks like they're showing off some new abilities. We can probably flip over and show some of that on their website. Let's have a look. See here. Oh, is this a new trailer? Hold up. No, that's an old trailer. Why are you referencing an old trailer here?
That's all we got, man.
All right. This looks like they're showing off a lot of moving around abilities. Just looking at these little videos here. This is a long article. We may deep dive into that more next week. I think we can move on, Daniel, unless you wanna go over any of that stuff.
No, I mean, if you want, we can watch the Halo thing. Because I mean, to be honest, there isn't
Alright.
a whole lot of other. There's like I have like 2 things for TV and 1 thing for movies. So we're gonna go through
Alright,
like really
let's
quick.
watch the Halo thing. Really quick. This is a campaign overview. We'll fill some time in. This is about 6 minutes long.
Halo was about Master Chief and Cortana, partners protecting humanity. But that is now a distant memory. Humanity is fighting for survival. The banished have risen, defeated.
I'm playing this with sound, by the way, guys. So.
And taken control of the mysterious Zeta Halo.
So you will have the recording.
We need a savior.
Humanity is fighting for
hope.
survival.
We need Spartan 1.
We need the chief.
Master Chief.
Bam, 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 bam. For all the shit I give Halo, this fucking theme is dope.
Soldier, what is it? What's down there? A weapon. A weapon? How many guns do you need?
Also, speaking of the Guardians game, I just noticed that JP's streaming it right now.
Is he? Pretty cool. Yeah, I think he tweeted out he had early access. Is it out? When does it come out? I don't even know.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's probably really soon though. I think it's like a. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll look it up while I'm sitting here.
I thought it was like sometime this week, no?
Invites players to become Master Chief and discover true Spartan freedom in the most wide open and adventure-filled Halo
tomorrow.
experience yet.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well,
Chief won't be alone on the journey.
there
His
you
first
go.
mission
I'm gonna be seeing a
is
lot
to
of people play
retrieve
this
a new
tomorrow.
AI, codenamed the Weapon.
The weapon.
6 months, where have you been?
But yeah, the thing for me with Halo is
Master Chief is searching for the answer
I,
to a
uh,
troubling question.
I need to play the
What happened to Cortana?
like story-wise. I don't know much of anything. Like the first one is
I
the only
don't-
one that I've really played. So
don't
like
know
the thing
shit.
for me is mainly the multiplayer stuff, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Which is gonna be separate from this, but you know, whatever.
I have the Chief collection. We're gonna run through it at some point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have it as well. We just gotta run through the games at some point. Yeah.
The answer is somewhere on
I need to get me that fucking SSD,
a
man, so I can have
world
more
full of
space.
wonder,
Yeah.
mystery,
Install shit.
and danger.
Since you're looking, I started looking too, and I was like, maybe I'll get me another one.
Yeah, dude, I
And
was,
at every
these
turn,
fucking.
the banished
Fucking games are
I
getting
was,
bigger.
Master Chief and the
Yeah,
weapons of
exactly.
UNSC.
I was having my eye on one of those Samsung ones, man.
The banished army
Honestly
is
though, I'm like
across
waiting
the
for
surface,
like Black Friday and
building
stuff, because you know
fearsome
there's gonna be some.
strongholds and outposts
there's
with
bound to
no
be
one
something,
stop
right?
them.
Yeah, good deal.
Until now.
Yeah, we're not too far away from that, so I'm like, yeah, well. Oh wait. But I'm still looking though.
Or Cyber Monday. Yeah, you're right, Loki.
From the
Could be.
beginning of
Look at that
Halo,
big motherfucker run up to
Master
Master Chef.
Chief has been up
Yes, I
here
know
Master
it's Master
Chef.
Chief,
fight and
but I like to call him
win
Master
against
Chef.
the
He's gonna cook up an ass whooping.
Chief, is that you?
You're safe now.
Chef, is that you?
Master Chef.
Incoming.
But what if it's a friend?
It isn't.
Alright. Is it just me, or are all the bad guys always the same in Halo? Like, because I feel like I've seen this thing he's fighting before in previous Halos.
To take down the banished and
Where's the new bad guys?
Yeah, how long have they been fighting the same bad guys for?
I don't know, and this is my ignorance, like, right? Like, I could be completely
Yeah.
wrong, but I
I'm
feel
with
like
you,
I've
though.
seen him fight those things before. Like, it.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I don't know, like, I haven't, again, I said I haven't played the story or anything like that, so I don't really know what's going on.
If somebody in the comments is gonna be like, it's the Banished. Okay, I get that that's like a faction name, but like it's literally the exact same as the big guys he's fought before, right? Like, Look, I've even seen him. I've even seen the Master Chef with that hammer before. Okay, like that hammer you just picked up. I've seen it before. I've seen it in like when people have played previously. I'm curious about the lore. Like he's played how many Halo games? There's been a lot of Halo games.
I don't know.
And
Dude,
he's
this is
still
like,
fighting
what,
the same dudes?
sixth one or something like that. I really don't know.
Like that kind of thing.
Oh, I like it.
I'm not trying to poop on it. It looks really pretty.
Halo Infinite allows
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like
Master Chief
if we
doing
played it,
what
we'd have some
Spartans
fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
defying the odds to take down the
I'm just
Tyrant
trying to understand is all.
piece by piece.
Damn, he throwed that guy the fuck out. He's like, fuck you, homie. It's my car now.
Master Chief will take on returning favorites and surprising new threats.
Oh, surprising new threats. Like these robot
A sadistic
things.
Spartan killer named Jaga Erdamni.
Jaga or Domni. What kind of fucking name is that?
Angry.
And something even more threatening.
I mean, there's like to be fair to them though, there's a bunch of weird ass names and a bunch of other different franchises and shit too, man. There's weird names all over the damn.
That's the kind of name I come up with on the fly when we're playing D&D. His name is Jaga Erdamai?
But where there is courage,
Uh,
there is hope. Welcome to the new era of Halo.
lady, I hadn't even played the previous era of Halo.
Welcome to the new era of Halo.
It kind of seems like it.
Like, lady, listen here, lady. This is all new to me. Yeah.
Okay. We'll check. We'll definitely be checking out Halo in the future, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Again, I gotta go through the Master Chef collection first, man.
Same. Gonna
But I'll
cook
definitely
up
try
some
out the,
mass
I'll
weapons.
definitely try out the online stuff when it comes out, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Anyway, yeah, that's all we got for the game and stuff, right? Unless there's anything else you want to bring up.
We can move on.
All right. Alrighty, okie dokie then. The first piece of TV news that we got here is Hollywood Reporter had an exclusive that not only is Hayden Christensen coming back for the Kenobi show, which we already knew about, they announced that like forever ago, but the Chosen One himself is returning to the Ahsoka series as well, which has me very excited because when I heard this, I just, you have the you have the hamster wheels in your head rolling, and you have all the ideas, right? So, what I was thinking is, since we're getting Hayden back for the Ahsoka show, like, I would love to see Force Ghost Anakin interact with Ahsoka, but also I would love to see some Clone Wars flashbacks where
Oh, that'd be cool.
Anakin has like his Jedi armor on, from the Clone Wars, and he's with
Hell
Ahsoka,
yeah.
and they got Rex and everything. How cool would it be to see like live action Clone Wars, man? Like just like flashbacks and shit of it. That would be fucking
That'd be
awesome.
fucking dope. That'd be dope as shit.
I would love it, dude. Just you and McGregor and Anakin in the Jedi armor, dude. Like fucking standing next to Captain Rex and the young Ahsoka, bro. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I want to live in your world where that happens. Let's go.
I hope that's what they do. And since Ahsoka is set in the Mandalorian time frame, that's 5 years after Return of the Jedi, and as we know, Anakin, is a Force ghost at this time period. So I would love to see that. Like, just having a conversation between Anakin and Ahsoka post Return of the Jedi would be fucking amazing. Like, just talking about all the, like, just imagine having Ahsoka talk to Anakin about, fucking, I met this fucking little Yoda species dude named Grogu, and like, fucking, you wouldn't believe, what's going on nowadays, and it'd be crazy, man. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So I would love to see both flashbacks and then also current to that time, like Anakin and Ahsoka interaction. So I'm very excited for that. I mean, I was excited for him when they announced him returning for the Kenobi show. So
Mm-hmm.
I just, knowing the history between Anakin and Ahsoka, this has me just so very excited. And then, like, I'm pretty sure that Rosario Dawson and Hayden have like they know each other from other things too in the past. Like I remember seeing pictures of them like at a premiere or something for something else. So um, they have some sort of relationship outside of the this as well. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait. I just can't wait for the future of the things that we have coming. Very very exciting.
Sweet. That is. Yeah, that's hype. I can't wait for the next thing we get's Boba Fett, right? The next show.
Book of Boba in December, yeah.
Yeah. So, man, they've been knocking it out of the park with all the Star Wars stuff. So, on the pluses. So I'm excited. That's pretty hype.
Hell yeah, man.
All right. What we got next,
We got a new Hawkeye poster.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm printing this out, putting it on the wall right now. I'm kidding.
There you go, man. So we have.
But look at all that people. I'm about it. Fuck yeah.
they
Bring
got
on.
the white background. They got the yellow logo, and then
Fuck
you got
yeah,
the
purple.
you got the purple arrow aiming down, and then you have Hawkeye himself, Clint Barton, and then and then you got Kate Bishop right there. Look at that. He turned on the purple, man. Ignite the violet.
I accidentally turned it on with sound. I didn't mean to do that. I turned it off without sound because I don't want to make a bunch of noise. But look how good those outfits look. Those outfits look dope.
Yeah,
I love it.
They look clean, man. They look sick. I like them.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the dog with the Santa hat on too. You know,
got your homie down there. Yeah.
It's gonna be set in Christmas time, so there you go.
I was about to say something completely ridiculous. Which is I was gonna be like, what do you think that dog talks? Like, is it gonna talk? It's gonna be like Cosmonaut dog, like fucking the Guardians dog we saw in the fuck. Yeah, like we saw, I was like, you think that dog can talk? No, I don't think it will talk. I was just like, what could I say to add to this?
Hell.
You think that dog talks? That's so ridiculous. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for this show. I love Hawkeye. Anybody knows me knows I'm a Hawkeye fan. So
yeah,
and they got rocking my color. So
yeah, I mean it's a good color. I mean, I remember when Hawkeye was in the earlier movies, like the first Avengers and all that other stuff. I was like, man, why didn't they give Hawkeye his ridiculous ass purple costume, bro, from the comics when you like the helmet and everything? I was like, give him his costume, bro. I've always been the type of person that was like, yo, let them have their ridiculous ass costumes, man. Like, I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're kind of more leaning into that kind of stuff, right? Like, it was a shame that fucking Hugh Jackman never got to wear the yellow fucking gear, for Wolverine.
They even teased it, that yellow gear in like one of the movies.
Yeah.
Like, they should have let him rock it.
They should have, but
not everything needs to be grounded in reality. They're comic book movies. They're the summer blockbusters nowadays.
But anyway, yeah, I've always been a fan of letting them have their comic costumes and all that stuff. Wear them. So I think it's cool that they're going more towards the purple nowadays.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I think it's great.
Purple's a fly ass color. Ask your boy Revan. I don't think there's any other TV news out there.
No, that's it for TV. So again, very, very, very quick. But we can move on to the movie news if you want.
Let's go.
So another two things, and that's it. One of them actually dropped not that long ago, but we have the first official trailer for Uncharted. I have seen this already. I reacted to it. If you want to check out my initial thoughts on it, definitely go and do that. Have you seen this yet, Josh?
I did see this. They played it right before Dune when I went to the movie theater to see Dune.
Huh.
Okay. And I was curious. I was like, I wonder if they're going to show this with Dune. They totally showed this with Dune, and like it literally came out that day. So I have seen it. Let's watch this some bitch play.
All right, let's check it out.
Hey, look, is this a trailer before a trailer? It is. Look at
It
that.
is.
Oh,
It is,
joy.
because you know they love doing that bullshit. You know they love doing that stupid shit.
Not gone. They're just lost.
Hey, kid. A little young for a bartender, aren't you?
A little old for prom, aren't you?
Everything in here.
So I like this
Why
song,
not?
but I don't know if it works with this trailer.
Magellan took this
It's
shit
kind of
around
weird,
the world.
in my opinion.
You know your history.
It's the biggest treasure that's never been found.
5 billion, easy. I think you're here.
Also,
Well, you know my brother Sam?
I know this is a younger Sully and a younger Nate, but man, at least when I see Tom Holland, I can be like, oh, I can buy him being a younger Nate. When I see Mark Wahlberg, all I see is Mark Wahlberg. I don't see
Right.
Sully, dude. He doesn't even have the mustache. He doesn't have. There's nothing that he. Even the way he like. The way he like. Talks and
So much.
moves and what's the word I'm looking for? The way he like
Don't touch your ear like that. You look like an idiot.
carries himself. That's the word. That's what I was looking for. The way he carries himself doesn't. I don't get any Sully out of that. This is Mark Wahlberg to me. Like you could have gotten anybody, and it would have been just the same, you know.
Yeah.
At least based off of this trailer, like you could have got anybody, and it would have been fucking no difference. There's nothing in here that I'm like, oh man, that's totally Sully. You know what I'm saying?
So I've never played the Uncharted stuff. Does they have good music in the games? And if so, why didn't they use it in the trailer?
The music is pretty good. I don't. I don't know, man. I don't really. This movie is kind of weird for me, man. I'm not like super excited for it or anything. I just like I'll check it out because I like Uncharted. It's also weird for me because like I have 4 games of Uncharted compared to this trailer, you know. So it's I don't know. It's just weird and different and just like not, you know. I don't want to like completely shit on it and crap on it because it could surprise me, but as of right now, I'm not super impressed. If I'm being honest.
Be honest with you, the only thing that seems to have in common with Uncharted is like names, right? Like you could make that any other movie. You could name it any other thing and just change the characters' names and it would be fine. But you're throwing Uncharted on it, which is like a legacy of video games that people love. So you gotta, I don't understand it. Like it's to me, it's and just going off the little trailer I saw, it looks like generic action adventure movie. Like that's all it is. It makes me think of Angelina Jolie's old school Tomb Raider. Like the old one. I haven't seen the new one, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm sure I'll see it. I'm not gonna see it in theaters. I can tell you that right now. So, but I'll watch it when it comes out, and I'm sure I'll probably get some laughs out of it, some enjoyment out of it. What's next, Daniel? Unless you have anything else you want to say on that.
No, I just yeah, it's something. I mean, I'll check it out eventually, but yeah, I'm in no rush to like really, I'm not like super excited for it or anything like that. Like I see that and I'm like, man, that's it. Just I understand again. I understand they're going for like a more of a prequel to the games kind of vibe, where like this is how Sully and Nate met and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just like, man, this is the I don't know, man. I'm just not digging. I'm not feeling it right now.
I got you.
But yeah, and then again, the whole Sully thing. I'm just like, man, you literally could have got anybody. Like nothing that Mark Wahlberg is doing here indicates to me that oh man, that's Sully right there, dude.
Right.
But anyway, I kind of talked about it more on my reaction. If you guys want to go check that out, so definitely go check it out. The last thing that I have here, which actually just dropped like an hour ago, kind of like when we started the stream today, is that Brendan Fraser has been cast in the new Batgirl movie. And he will be playing the villain, known as Firefly. So you guys know, if you guys know the Batman Rogues Gallery, you know Firefly.
Yeah.
And yeah, Brendan Fraser, dude. Firefly, Batgirl movie. This is exciting. I think
Well,
this
that's
is
pretty
cool.
dope. First of all, I love
Yeah.
Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't, bro? Like Brendan Fraser's the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I think we all do. So fuck yeah, put him in a superhero movie. Let's do it. Make him a bad guy. I would love to see him as a villain.
Yeah, if I don't know if you can throw up some pictures of Firefly so you can show the
yeah,
good
let me
people
get up there. Let me get you some.
the character he's gonna be playing. But I think I like Firefly is cool, man. I like his like costume and you know his look and everything. I think he's fucking dope, man.
See if I can find it like a good photo here.
There's like different versions of him, obviously, because like
there's
you know,
a ton. I'm sitting here like, which one should I show?
I mean, this is the same how it goes for like anything, right? Every different version of whatever is gonna have their own, you know, incarnation of the character. And then yeah, like Majin says, he's been in Doom Patrol, but I mean, I haven't seen that. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean, I mean Brendan Fraser, not Firefly. I mean,
I've seen him a little bit in Doom Patrol. Here's a photo. I think this is from the game.
Like when I think of Firefly, like what comes to mind to me is like black and gold, you know, kind of like black, you know. There you go. Well, yeah, there's a shot of him right there. Look at that. Burn.
It's Loki. It's mostly his voice. He does show up physically in the first couple episodes, in flashbacks. In Doom Patrol. But yeah, this is the one I'm used to because I played the Arkham games and like saw him in there. So
yeah.
Well, let me see if I can find other photos.
But yeah, I think overall this is cool news though, man. Because like I'll be honest, I didn't even know who the villain was supposed to be in the Batgirl movie, and now apparently it's gonna be Firefly.
Pretty good villain, a little underrated villain. Doesn't show up a lot.
I think this is gonna be cool, man. Like I'm getting more excited for this movie by the minute, man. Like we got a Latina black girl or Batgirl, so I'm excited about that. And we have a you know, Brendan Fraser as Firefly now. That's cool, man. Like hell yeah, bro. Yeah, the more that we find out about this movie, the more I'm excited about it. So hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man.
That's cool, and I'm glad they got Brendan. Or Brendan Fraser. Love him.
Yeah, dude. Fucking put him in all the things, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah, that's our news for the day, man. That's all I got.
That's all the news, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot really out there right now.
A whole lot of much of anything,
yeah. Do we want to take a break before we head into the Dune talk, or
I mean, I'd be good unless if you need one, then we can go on.
Well, we're good. We're good. We can keep rolling. Okay, we're gonna spoil the shit out of Dune, y'all. Let me get up a text message here that's like Dune.
You know what you should be doing?
Dune spoilers.
What you should be doing is watching the movie before you watch this, because we're gonna spoil the shit out of it. That's what you should be doing.
It is. Okay, before we get started here, I saw this in the movie theater. I've seen it once at home.
I have only seen it the one time. I wanted to watch it again, but I just busy weekend, man.
And Val, get the fuck. No, I'm kidding. Get out of here, Val. I'm kidding. I'd never talk to Val like that. I'm just teasing her. If you get the chance and you're comfortable and you're vaccinated, I recommend going and seeing it in IMAX.
Nah, you can just watch it on HBO Max. But yeah.
Yes, you can. But my recommendation is see it in IMAX if you can.
Right.
If you're comfortable with that, if you're vaccinated and all the stuff that you're comfortable doing, like if you can. If not, watch it on HBO Max at home. Perfectly fine. I watched it again when I come home. show it all the love and support that you are comfortable doing. All right. Since I know Dune stuff,
Yeah,
and I'm
so this
curious.
is gonna be interesting because for those of you who are watching this show for the first time or are joining us here now, Josh is the Dune guy, and this is me watching this movie was the first time I've ever had any experience with anything Dune. So he knows all the things. I know very little of the things. So this is gonna be, in case you guys are wondering, that's what we're dealing with here. So take it away, Josh.
Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask Daniel if he liked it because I watched it with him, and the one thing I want to ask him is if he liked it because I didn't. We kept everything secret, guys. We didn't say shit to each other about this movie. Daniel, did you like Dune?
I did like it. Yes, I did like the movie. So for me, again, not having read anything or like not knowing much about any of the stuff, there were some things that I was confused about, but that's just like terminology. So the way that I would compare this is like kind of to game when I first started watching Game of Thrones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the show and everything going on and all that stuff, but they would say things and I'm like, oh man, I need them to say that again so I can like, is that like, because in your head you're like you try to repeat it, right? And then you're like, oh wait, did I say that right? I need them to repeat it again because first of all, I don't know how to spell it, and second of all, I don't know how to say it. But for me, one of those things was the Bene Gesserit, right? That's one of the things I was like, oh shit, hold on,
Yep,
say
Bene
that again,
Gesserit.
please. That's one of the things, and then there was like, there was something else that they said that I was like, hold up now. But anyway, it was things like that, like the was it the Quasitz Haderach or something like that?
So I have a hard time saying it too. Quasach Haderach.
There you go.
Like it's like really hard to say.
Yeah, for me it was things like that I'm like, well, fuck, I've never read the book, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, right? So I was just kind of just like, well, I don't know what they're saying, I don't know what they're doing or whatever with that, but maybe the movie will explain it to me later. If not, then I knew going into it this is going to be a part 1, so eventually they'll probably explain it, but yeah, so no, I really enjoyed the movie though. I thought there was some really cool stuff in it, like first of all, I liked all the actors that they cast in this movie. I thought that Oscar Isaac was good, Rebecca Ferguson was good, Timothy Chalamet, fucking Jason Momoa, Josh Brolin, everybody did pretty good. Even like Zendaya, even though she was like, well, I guess we can go ahead and say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are in spoilers. Even though Zendaya was barely in the movie, I thought she did good for what what she was in. So yeah, cast was good, music was pretty solid. The cinematography with the like just the scale of things, like the fucking the Shai Hulud, the big ass worms, bro.
The worms are fucking huge.
When that giant ass worm ate the sand crawler, that thing was fucking colossal, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this thing, like, because you see how big the crawler is, and then you see just the big ass worm come from underground and swallow that fucking thing whole. And you're like, God damn, that thing's huge. So yeah, the scope and the scale of just how massive some of these things were, man. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like the movie. Yeah, for me, like the only thing is just because I haven't read the books and stuff. They really like didn't explain certain things. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But other than that, though, I mean, I didn't really have much of an issue. Like, even though this movie's like a 2.5 hour movie, I think.
Yeah, right? Something like that.
It's like 2.5 hours. It didn't feel like that. Like, it didn't feel that long to me. Like,
that's the thing I've heard from everybody. It's like it's 2.5 hours. It didn't feel like 2.5 hours. They got drawn into it. Even for me, I was like, this is just flying by. Like, I'm just enjoying the shit out of it.
Yeah, because it's like one moment you're watching Gurney and fucking Paul train and talk about Gurney singing and shit. Which, by the way, hold up, let me stop there. What the fuck happened to Gurney, bro? He just disappeared, dude. I was like, what happened, dude? I need to know what happens to Gurney, bro. Like
With
what's going on here?
me, and then he charges into battle, and that's the last you see of Gurney.
And that's it. I'm like, what the fuck happened to Gurney, bro?
I did the same thing with oh my god, why is Thufir Hawaii, the big guy with like the purple stuff on his lips. Do you remember that guy, Daniel? He's only
was he the umbrella dude?
Yes, Umbrella Dude. So I'm gonna spoil a little bit. That dude is a much bigger character in the book.
Okay.
And he's what they call a mentat. They don't explain mentats at all in this movie. So they're basically like human computers and strategists, because some of the backstory of Dune is like there's like a robot uprising many years before Dune happens, and then
I guess they kind of hint to that, because I think I remember. I think there's a point in the movie where, right before they're told that the Emperor is sending them to Arrakis. What are those people that arrive in that ship? You know,
the Emperor's homies, the guys in charge, and then there's like the guild,
guys, and they arrive and they're like, oh, here, So there's a moment in the movie where he like kind of like flips his eyelids up or some shit, and he starts like calculating something. So I guess they kind of tease it. They kind of tease it in that way. But yeah, they don't really explain that.
But something in the book that they don't put in the movie, and again, this is a minor spoiler. I don't think it'll be in part 2, but it might be. But it's a very minor thing, is that Paul is like almost a mentat. He's like kind of trained by Thufir a bit. So he's kind of like as smart as them. They don't say that in the movie though. But yeah, like there's a lot of. So to put this in perspective, the movie is 2.5 hours, right? And it's just jam packed. It's a jam packed 2.5 hours. It's going quick. There's a lot in this movie that's kind of cut a little bit.
I heard that the movie is just the first half of the book.
Yes.
Is that correct? It's like the first half of the book.
Yeah. Yes.
So I guess so that makes sense then, because I think the plan for Denis, who's the director, Denis Villeneuve, I think his plan was that he wants to do like 3 movies. The first one, obviously, the one that we got. The second one will be part 2 of, or the second half of the first book, and then the third movie will be the second book. I think that's kind of what they wanted to do, right? I think I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. And then we know that they're doing a TV show, which at first before watching the movie, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what any of this means, because I haven't seen the movie, or I haven't read the books or anything. But they're wanting to do so the TV series, the spinoff, is going to be for the Bene Gesserit. It's called Dune: The Sisterhood.
Yes.
So that is what they're wanting to do as well. So not only do they want to do a few more movies, but they want to do a TV series as well. Which I will say, having seen the movie now, I think the Bene Gesserit is fucking interesting as fuck, because one of the coolest things in my opinion of this whole movie was the voice.
Yes.
That was fucking cool, dude. The voice is so fucking cool. And I can see how like George Lucas took inspiration for like maybe like the Force mind trick, with that. And how Star Wars took some inspiration from several things from Dune by watching the movie. And that was one of them. But yeah, no, the Bene Gesserit I think is fucking rad, dude. Like that was
they're really cool.
Interesting.
A thing they do with the voice,
the way that it sounded and everything was awesome, dude.
The thing they do with the voice is interesting, because they do the same thing in pretty much any of the Dune movies and the miniseries. They do this where it's almost like superpowers, right? Like they tell you to do something and you do it. It doesn't quite work that way in the book. The way the Bene Gesserit kind of work in the book, I need to make this very clear. There's no magic in Dune. There's no magic. It's all like science and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, again, I'm speaking as somebody who has never read the books or anything. At the beginning of the movie, they show you like what year it takes place in, right? It's like way into the future.
Yeah. So the thing I'm going to steal here, I'm going to steal a little bit from Matt Colville's video. He was talking about the Dune movie. When they wrote the Dune book, psychology was the big new science. So, and like when you're a sci-fi writer, you take science and you think, what if I push this to the extreme and did something completely crazy with it, right? So that's how you get the Bene Gesserit. What the Bene Gesserit do in the book is they can read the moment that you walk into a room in front of them. They can read your every movement. They know your personality just by looking at you. They can tell, like, oh, he had a wedding ring on, but now it's faded, to the extreme. And they know exactly what to say with the right pitch, the right tone to get you to do what they want you to do. For example, in the book, when they're in the Thopter after all the things that's happened, and there's the 3 dudes in there that they're trying to get her, like, you know.
I haven't even brought up the Thopters. Those things are fucking cool too, man. Those dragonfly looking little Thopters. The sound and the way they look and everything. Those things are cool. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about how cool they're called ornithopters, right?
Mm-hmm. Ornithopters, something like that.
Yeah, those things are cool, man. Anyway.
Yeah, they're really cool. I like how they look too. But when they're in the Thopter and with the 3 Harkonnen guys, and they're talking about how I've never had a noble before and stuff like that. In the book, that goes a little bit differently because the voice doesn't work the same way. But if you didn't do the voice the way they do it in the movies, it would be really hard for people to understand how the voice worked. So it's kind of a little bit easier to make it a little super powery.
Which I was like, are they about are they gonna do what I think they're gonna do right now? I was thinking that during I was like, wow, this is they're implying something here, you know.
The Harkonnen are very depraved. Like they're one of the houses that can practices slavery and stuff like that in the books, like and stuff like that. You saw the fucking pet thing. You saw the fucking pet thing in that one scene, right? That thing's fucking weird. That's not in the books really at all, by the way. That thing's fucking strange. It looks like something that would be though.
She's like, oh, it doesn't understand us. Oh, it understands us all right. She's like, get out, and that thing fucking got out, dude.
It understands.
Yeah, I was gonna speak on the Harkonnen. We didn't really get a lot of them in this movie.
No, not really.
But like they weren't like the big, we see. Which, by the way, Stellan Skarsgård, dude, made good job making that dude look creepy as fuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he like comes, floats on top of the like fucking whatever the hell that liquid is at the end, the black liquid, and then
I don't even know what that is.
And then like the way he like started just floating in the air, I was like, what the fuck? This big ass motherfucker just floating in the air. And just like his mannerisms and the way he talked and just everything, like Stellan Skarsgård did a good job with the Baron.
I should say, I did like this movie. I think it's a solid B+ if I was going to give it a rating of a movie, just as a movie. As an adaptation, and this is going to sound harsh, and I don't mean it to sound harsh. It's not harsh. I absolutely love the movie. I give it like a C. It's just like from taking the book and putting it in a movie form. And that's not a bad thing. It's just you have to cut things from Dune to make it into a movie and fit it in there. They're called movies, not explainies, okay? Like if you put all the things in the book into that movie, you're going to have to explain it and it's going to be like fucking 5 hours. You can't do that. Like,
right. I mean, they're already splitting up the first book into 2 movies. So
there are people being like, they should turn this into a trilogy. It should be 3 movies, just the first book. I could totally see that if they wanted to.
It's funny because I was like listening to people talk about this, and I remember seeing, or I was hearing people say that what if like it would probably work better as a TV show because there's just so much there's just so much in that book, right?
Yeah, there's a ton.
If you did it into like a 10 episode like season or whatever.
There's so much in Dune.
Better than a fucking 2.5 hour movie.
But it's still a great movie, and I still like the shit out of it.
I mean, I enjoyed it, and I don't really know much about Dune. This is my first exposure to any of this. Like, I've heard for the longest time, like, fear is a mind killer, and the spice must flow, and the Shai Hulud and all that stuff.
The Shai Hulud, the Gam Jabbar.
I don't know what any of that is. Now that I see, the Gam Jabbar, which by the way, that was a fucking scene, dude. Like,
what's in the box?
Like,
pain.
Yeah, what's in the box? He's like, how dare you use the voice on me? I thought that was pretty funny.
He's very outraged.
Yeah.
One of the things that I hope happens, I hope we get like an extended edition or at least deleted scenes. There are definitely deleted scenes. They've talked about them being deleted.
Oh yeah, I've heard Jason Momoa was like, oh, there's so much stuff that wasn't in the movie. Which, by the way, speaking of Jason Momoa, in the trailers, he says, "Let's fight like demons," but in the movie, he says, "They fight like demons." So they even changed that up, which I like the movie version better instead of "Let's fight like demons." You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, Duncan Idaho was great, man. I really liked his character.
This is spoilers. Just give you guys fair warning, even though I've already said
boy.
it.
Yeah.
Did you think he was gonna die?
So
before you watched the movie, what was your thinking? Can you break it down before you watched the movie? What did you think was gonna happen?
The movie, I didn't really have many So I'll tell you, I did not expect Oscar Isaac to die. I mean, I didn't really think anybody was gonna die, you know, because it's like here's the first, because we're doing like a first half of the book, right? And I mean, I haven't read it, so I don't know what the fuck happens, you know. So I didn't really think anybody was gonna die. But as you're watching the movie, first of all, there's something that I wanted to bring up. So I'm glad you mentioned that. So we see Paul have all these like visions and dreams and shit, right? And one of those is he sees Duncan die, and he's like, "Oh, if take me with you, because if I was there, I could have prevented it or something, right?" So even as we saw that, I still didn't think he was gonna die. But before the movie or anything, I didn't expect like to be honest, there was a lot more people that died in this than I thought were gonna die. We had Duke Leto die. We had Duncan Idaho die. We had the doctor lady who was gonna ride the sandworm die.
Liette.
I thought she was just gonna get away, and then she just got backstabbed. And I was like, well,
she she dies different in the book, by the way, and I'll talk about that when we get to her.
And then I was like, dude, am I watching Game of Thrones, bro? Like everybody's dying, dude. I just did not expect so many people to start dying off. Like I figured that Paul was gonna be the main character because I mean, of course, the marketing was very focused on him and Zendaya, and even though Zendaya wasn't even in the movie a whole lot, like I had kind of heard, from you that she wouldn't have like a huge part in the movie because I mean, you know what you're talking about. So
even with my prediction, it still ended at a different spot. I didn't think that we would get the Jameson fight in this movie.
Which, by the way,
I thought it was going to end before that.
That's another thing I want to bring up, the Jameson scene. So there's a scene earlier in the movie where Paul has like a vision or something, and it's that same guy, but he's like giving him advice or something.
They're homies, yeah, they're friends.
And that didn't happen. He fucking ended up fighting him, and he killed him.
It's genius. I love it. That scene's not in the book.
Not everything that happens in the visions is true.
Come true. And it totally shows you that in this movie. It shows you two things. Sometimes those visions come true, like Duncan dying. And sometimes Paul has visions that he don't come true. But he'll learn from it anyway. And this is going to be important for part 2. It's hard to talk about this. Just remember Jamis when we get to part 2. I wouldn't be surprised if part 2 happens. They're going to have a flashback showing everything that happened with that again, because that's a very important thing that happens.
Okay. I just thought it was funny how Chani was like, yo, take this Chris knife. You're going to die, but at least die with honor, dude. Like, take this.
Yeah. So he saw in the vision, he saw somebody hands me a knife.
Yeah, somebody hands me a knife. I don't know who. I don't know when.
The vision's true.
Yeah, Chani gave him the knife. And by the way, Chris knives are cool, man.
They look dope
as the sandworm.
They look fucking dope as shit in this movie. Like they're usually like that small in the other movies, and the other movies in this movie is like this long. So, "May thy blade chip and shatter" is one of my fucking favorite lines in the book. But yeah, the Jamis is a Jamis is a very important character, and you'll see why in the part 2.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because right now he's just the dude that challenged, that wanted to fight just to fight.
And that also shows you something else about Paul. Paul is a way good fighter. He's been trained by Gurney Halleck and Duncan, Idaho. He beats Jamis like 3 times without killing him.
I was gonna say, we saw that he fought him like he bested him like literally like 3 times, and then his mom's like, "Yo, he's never killed anybody," because he's like, "Yo, yield," and then fucking Javier Bardem's character, his name is
Stilgar.
Stilgar. I knew it started with an S. I was like, "Fuck," it started with an S. So Stilgar is like, "Yo, he don't know that we don't yield, bro. This is to the death, dude. Like you need to kill his ass."
I actually have an issue with that line in this movie because it goes in a different spot later, and what really happens is that what Paul is used to is fighting with shields, right? So he's used to slowing down. When he's fighting Jamis, they're not using shields. The reason he's pausing is not because he doesn't want to kill him. It's because he's trying to get through a shield that's not there. It's not, but in the movie, they don't explain that. Instead, they throw in the line, he's never killed a man before. It's fine that it's there, but I'm not a big fan of it being there. I feel like it fits better in another spot that comes later.
Okay.
But in the book, that's kind of like why he's slowing down. That's why he beats Jamis like 3 times. Like he's slowing down. He's not going for the kill. He's like, is he toying with him? And like, no, he's just used to fighting with shields.
Right.
But yeah. In the book, I think I'm gonna spoil this, even though I don't think it's gonna be in part 2. It's a book spoiler, very tiny book spoiler, but like in the book, he's like, Paul is like very happy that he kills somebody. Like he took him down. He's like rejoicing in his victory. And Jessica walks up to him and is like, "How's it feel to be a killer?" She doesn't comfort him. She doesn't give him a like congratulate him or anything. She's actually kind of a little bit upset that she killed him, that he killed a man.
Actually, I think I would like that more than the movie. They should have had that in the movie. That would have been great.
And the reason she does this, she's using the voice when she does this in the book. She doesn't want him to like killing people. She doesn't want him to grow to love it. In that moment, he's enjoying it. He's loving it. He killed the man. He's enjoying it. He's rejoicing. She doesn't want him to become like a Harkonnen. She wants him to be like an Atreides. So she uses the voice on him a little bit. She reads his body movements. She knows he's happy and having fun, and she knows exactly what to say to bring him down to hate doing what he did in that moment. How does it feel to be a killer? It's very small, very subtle, and you may not even realize it.
I like
that. So
I like that, especially if they would have done it with the voice too. Oh man,
I kind of wish they had done it in the movie. Since he's already killed Jamis, and they're taking him back with them now. They're not gonna do that. Like he's not gonna rejoice later that he killed the dude or anything like that. It would have been in that moment. So I don't feel bad about spoiling that. I don't think it's gonna be in a part 2. But man, I kind of wish they had done that instead.
Hearing you say it, I'm like, man, they should have done that. Why didn't they do that? That sounds so much cool, man. So much better.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if he's very somber after he kills him. Like he already feels bad about killing him. So like he's not rejoicing in him in that moment. You notice the other Fremen that kind of embrace him a little bit after he's killed Jamis. Like they respect he killed him.
Yeah.
Like, they're all like, Jamis is a good fighter. Yeah, he's gonna kill you.
Yeah, they're like you're one of us now, you know.
Paul made a fool of like one of the best fighters the Fremen have.
Yeah.
Yep. Sardaukar. What do you think of the Sardaukar? The Emperor's men.
I thought those guys were cool before I knew they were cool. So there was a trailer where you have these dudes in armor dropping from the sky, and I was like, yo, I don't know who the fuck these guys are, but they look fucking cool as hell, man. And little do we know, those are the bad guys. And you know what though? Bad guys always look cool, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Bad guys always, for the most part, they look cool. No, I thought they were cool looking. I thought they were ruthless. Like when they were when they were like bombarding the fucking, the city or whatever the hell it was where the Atreides were, like right after, I forget if this was after or before like Leto died, but like he get obviously. So let me rewind and let me talk about the stupid ass betrayal from Dr. Yue.
Oh man, it's so disappointing that they don't explain UA at all.
Oh dude, he fucked up so bad, bro. Like, so they took his wife and he like poisons the Duke because they have his wife, but she's already dead anyway. He doesn't know it. And then fucking Oscar Isaac dies for nothing. Although he goes out like a G and he takes everybody in that room out with him.
Here
Except
I
for the
am,
Baron,
here
of
I
course,
remain.
'cause-
One of the greatest lines.
Yeah.
Um,
And they like strip him naked. Dude, I didn't expect that. I was like, why they got this man naked out here, man?
because the Baron loves fucking humiliating people.
Mhm.
So UA in the book. So in the book, there's
So they explain his intentions better in the book.
there's two things about
His
the book
motivation,
that's
rather.
not in the movie. In the book, the Atreides know they're going into a trap. They know if they go in, the Emperor giving them Arrakis is not necessarily a good thing. They know something very bad's going to happen. The mistake they
Very
make in the
different from the movie.
book, is that they think they have more time than they do, and they don't expect the Emperor to send Sardaukar. To give, because that's crazy. That's like insane. And also the biggest reason that the Emperor is afraid in the book, in the movie they just say he's jealous. The truth is, in the book, is that Duncan Idaho, Gurney Halleck, and Duke Leto have about 100 troops that are within a hand's breadth of being as strong as the Sardaukar. And nobody knows necessarily how Sardaukar. I don't think in the book anyway that's how Sardaukar are made. They're on this planet. That planet you see where he goes and recruits them and it's raining and they're getting ordained with blood.
Yeah,
That's
it was called like something Prime.
Seleucus Secundus or something like that. That's the name of it. Deity Prime is the Harkonnen world.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking of. Then never mind. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
the rainy planet where what's his name? David Dastmalchian.
Yeah, where we have the
goes to
throat
talk to the
singing.
dude who.
Yeah.
Yeah, the throat singing and the dude talks in an alien. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm throwing in some book spoilers here and there, but they're little things that they're not going to show up in the movie, or any future movie. It's like that planet is so harsh and deadly. It's a prison planet. Those are convicts. Those are prisoners. That's what the Sardaukar are. The survivors of that planet become so fucking tough and loyal to the Emperor that they are absolutely the best fighters in the universe at that time. And you see the dudes that are hung upside down, and like the guys are dipping into this pool as it rains down. Those are guys that failed to become Sardaukar. They're hung upside down and their fucking throats are slit, and they're bled into this pool. And then those guys go around, collect the blood, and they go ordain the other Sardaukar that survived with the blood of the guys that didn't make it. Jeez, it's fucking metal. It's metal and dark.
Hardcore, dude. Yeah.
And I forget how much a Sardaukar is worth. Like one Sardaukar is worth like 10 soldiers or something like that. Normal dudes. Or something like that. I forget exactly what or maybe it's like fucking one is worth like 35 soldiers.
That's crazy.
So
Wait, what? One?
I can't remember exactly what the exact number is. It's like they're worth more than one.
God.
Yeah,
damn.
something crazy like that. Something crazy amount. I can't remember. If Thacker was here, I'm sure he'd remember.
That's fucking nuts.
Well, first of all, you're Duncan Idaho, who is a dude that killed. You saw how many he killed, so that shows you how many he's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I Duncan went ham. He fucked him up.
And the biggest thing to remember too is toward the end when they're in that station, those Fremen kill a few Sardaukar. Like they get outnumbered and overrun, but those Fremen are fighting and killing Sardaukar at the end. So those guys are tough too. Desert Power.
Desert Power, man.
I'm trying to find there's some weird like math number on how much a Sardaukar is worth somewhere. But they're tough. The point of it is that they're fucking tough and they're loyal to the Emperor. Who, surprisingly, by the way, no Emperor in this movie. They don't show him at all. There is no actor cast.
They pulled the New Hope and they talk about the Emperor and they don't show him. So yeah, I was like, huh, okay.
The Padishah Emperor, Shaddam the Fourth.
Interesting. Interesting.
Which in other adaptations they show the Emperor early, but I think in the book you don't even see him till the end of the book, or something like that. I can't remember. They do it different in every movie, or maybe they do show him in the book. I can't fucking remember. It's been a while since I read it. The fighting choreography was good, really good actually, and fucking Momoa is a monster.
Yeah. Duncan was the beast, man. He was such a G, man. Even from start to finish, man. I really like his character for sure. My boy.
And I don't feel you'll probably agree with me saying this. I think this is Momoa's best acting role, in my opinion. Like, he is absolutely fantastic as Duncan. He captures exactly what that character is. In the book, when Duke Leto sends Duncan to the Fremen, he's like, I'm going in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The reason he's sending him to the Fremen is like, if they're gonna judge us, let them judge us by Duncan Idaho, who is the best of us. He's the best Atreides, the best Atreides that they have.
Which I think is funny because like later on when after the the betrayal and the attack on the city, when Duncan is leaving on the thopter and he meets up with the doctor again, he's like, "Yo, how are you gonna tell the Emperor that fucking we got betrayed and the best of us died or whatever, something like that?"
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Man, that's fucked
the
up, dude."
Landrad.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell the Landrad that how the best of them were murdered? It's a fucking good line. One of my favorite moments is like Duncan's going to the thopter and he fights those 3 dudes and murders the shit out of them. And those other dudes are like, fuck that, we ain't touching Duncan Idaho.
Yep. He's like, what he calls them, like, what does he call
the
them?
Hell Dogs.
Hell Dogs, that's what it was. So you better get the fuck out of my way because I'm hopping in that thing and I'm getting out of here. And they run and they just like, all right, dude.
And then as he flies up, he shoots these missiles out behind him and blows up a bunch of shit too. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, he's badass. Yeah, I really like this character, man. It was great.
In the book, the fight where Duncan dies is like Frank Herbert didn't do action. He left it very minimal, and then you just kind of fill in the blanks with your head about how that fight would look. But yeah, Duncan Idaho. Jason Momoa adds so much to this movie. It's crazy, actually.
He was great, man.
Worms are fucking huge.
They really are.
Soundtrack is crazy. Score is nuts.
I'm curious to learn more about
I love the music. Some people didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I thought the music was good. I mean, yeah. I'm curious, like personally, I'm curious to learn more about the Bene Gesserit and the Reverend Mother and all that shit. The voice and everything, because that's like super interesting to me.
Yeah. Arrakis is the planet. The town. There are two cities on Dune. All right, Arrakeen. Arrakeen is the one that we spend the time in with the Atreides. That's that one. The other one is Carthag. Carthag is where the Harkonnen are when they're in charge of Dune.
Gotcha.
In the early, before they get kicked off and the Atreides come in. So if I have a complaint about this movie, it is this. Arrakeen feels really empty. It doesn't feel like a city. It doesn't feel like you never see anybody there in the movie. That's my only real complaint with the movie, is that it doesn't feel like a city. Like you see people when they get off the ship, and you see people when Paul's out there in the courtyard talking to the dude watering the trees. It's the only time you see people. And it feels just a little empty to me, and it should not feel empty to me. That's my one complaint kind of about the movie.
Gotcha.
Chris knives are dope. I'm trying to think of anything. Yue. In the book, you
mentioned them before, yeah.
In the book, Yue is the traitor from chapter 1.
Ooh.
It is not a surprise like it is in the movie. Because you are in his head, you are in his head at times in the book. So you like they even say he is the traitor from the first moment. It's spoiled from you almost from the first chapter. And you kind of understand why. And the biggest thing with Yue, and the reason no one suspects him, is that he is what's called a oh my god, why am I thinking of what the fuck they're called? Give me a second. My brain is I've talked a lot. I gotta remember what the fuck they're called. Sook. He's a Sook doctor. This S-U-K. So when you go to like a Sook school and become a doctor, you are trained to not betray people. Like there is mental training on you that you're not able to betray people. But there are ways around that, and the Baron finds that on Yue. Which is his wife, Wana. Which is why he ends up betraying the Duke. And the Atreides. And none of that is explained. He never mentions Wana except at the end, when he's talking to the Duke and his betrayal. I feel like they could have done that a little bit better. I know there's a deleted scene because I've seen photos of it. There's a deleted scene where he talks to Jessica, and the same talk happens in the book about his wife, and he's like sad over his wife. That scene is cut from the movie, and I kind of wish it wasn't. And I hope they get it like an extended or a deleted scene that I can see it.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like an extended cut somewhere that includes that.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that's in the book that's not in the movie. There's a whole like Jessica and Duke Leto kind of have this weird there's like a weird trust thing that happens in the book where people think that the Duke doesn't trust his wife, and that is not true. There's a lot of there's scenes where between her and Thufir Hawat that are super interesting, because in the book, so there's a lot of complaints about Jessica in the movie that she cries a lot. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because in the book, Jessica is like stone-faced, like all the time when she's around people. You can't do that in a movie. You want to know why? Because if she's stone-faced throughout the whole movie, people are just going to think she's an unemotional bitch the entire time. So they show she cries quite a bit in the movie. In her head, in the book, because you're in her head because you're reading a book, she is emotional and is dealing with like a lot of stuff in her brain. They show it in the movie because she cries a lot and has a lot of feelings in the movie. I don't think you could. Again, they're called movies, not explainies. So they can't have her going around being stone-faced and like being unemotional the entire fucking movie. Like, I understand that people are like, oh man, they made Jessica very emotional, because Bene Gesserit are supposed to be extremely controlled in their feelings. The
Reverend Mother seemed that way, man. She kind of was a bit of a bitch, dude. I was like, god damn.
The way and you know what? They could have done a scene with her a little bit better. That could have explained that a little bit. What we see in the movie is Jessica the mother a lot. We don't see Jessica the Bene Gesserit very much. You see her a little bit on the Ornithopter when she gets the knife and murders those fucking Harkonnen guys. Like, that's the Bene Gesserit Jessica. So I know there's people that's complained a little bit about Jessica. I think you're going to see a lot. If part 2 happens, I think you'll see a lot more of Bene Gesserit Jessica, not Mother of Paul Jessica.
Gotcha.
It's also not mentioned in the movie, but her and the Duke aren't married.
No. They what's his
like
name?
One
Duke
line.
Leto. Yeah, he says he's like, I wish I
should have married you,
or something like that. When they have a moment, so I did catch that, because here I was thinking the entire ass time that they were married.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I mean, I guess you kind of just assume, you know, the Duke and his lady are got to be married, right? They're like royalty and shit, pretty much. So it's like, how are they not? You know, but I thought that was pretty interesting that they were not. You know, I was like, oh fuck, okay, I did catch that. Yeah,
there is a reason for that. So Bene Gesserit are raised to serve the houses. But the Duke has to remain unmarried in the event to form alliances and stuff, right? So like he might end up having to get married later and form an alliance with another great house. Bene Gesserit are unaligned. They're mostly loyal to the Bene Gesserit school, college, whatever the fuck they're called in the movie. So that's kind of like why he's like, I should have married you.
Yeah, because there's even a line later when right before the Duke dies and the Baron's talking shit. He's like, "Oh, you know, your son is dead and your concubine is dead and shit too." You know,
Skarsgård's really good at making him be like gross and nasty. He's sitting there and eating while the fucking Duke is there naked. And he's just slurping on the food, and I'm like, you're so fucking
right?
gross, dude.
That's disgusting. Yeah.
Batista is not in this movie very much at all.
No, he really
as
isn't.
the Beast Raban. I think he's gonna be in part 2 a lot more. He's got to be, along with another character that is not in part 1.
Okay.
But yeah, oh god, what else is there to say? Do you have anything you want to talk about, Daniel? I'll look up Dune.
I mean, I've kind of been talking about things here and there. I mean, again, Duncan was a G. I really liked his character. Like, not going into this without having any expectations of anything. I fucking Gurney, bro. We gotta know what happens to Gurney, man. I know you know what happens to him, but I want to know what happens to him, man. Where the fuck is Gurney Halleck, bro? Justice for Gurney, dog. Josh Brolin he did good, man. I liked him as Gurney, even though he was a little bit extra at times. Like when the doctor was like, "Oh, let me check your suit," and he was like, put a knife to her throat and shit. I'm like, bro, chill. Like she's come on. And then when Stilgar would spit on the floor and he got all angry too, I was like, "Yo, bro." Fucking Duncan had to be like, "Yo, hold up. You know, we're on the
for the gift
planet.
of your water.
He's giving us his yeah, exactly." Yeah,
David DeSmulchin is Piter de Vries. Barely much bigger character in the book.
Yeah, like I said, the Harkonnens or Harkonnen or those guys they were like in it, but like I thought they would be a bigger part of it, you know?
Yeah. Piter is a fucked up character in the books. He's a Mentat that's like twisted, that's evil. Like he wants, I think it's okay to say this because he's dead. In the book, Piter wants the Duke to give him Lady Jessica so he can torture her to death, like painfully, and do really cruel and evil things to her. He's a fucking piece of shit in the book. And he dies the exact same way as in the movie. He gets the Duke poisons the fuck out of everybody in that room with that tooth. Dr. Kynes, Liet. Liet is a male in the book.
There you go.
They made her they made Dr. Kynes female in the movie. Totally fine. That is definitely a character that you can be either any gender, masculine or feminine.
So that character like was whatever.
There's things I want to say about Liet, but I don't know what they're gonna put in part 2 about Liet, so I don't want to say them.
Okay.
She's a much more important character than you would think. Oh man, what else is there to say? I want it to do well. I'll say that. Go see it. Go see it, everybody.
How much did it make like opening weekend? I'm sure the numbers are out there somewhere.
I read like 40 million or something crazy. Let me look.
40 million, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the biggest WB opening since Joker, I believe.
That makes sense, dude. Like we've been In the times that we're living in, it makes total sense.
Yeah, here's the scene that's cut. Here's that scene I was talking about with I'm gonna post it up on the where you guys can see it. Here's the scene where Dr. Yue and Jessica talk. It's cut from the movie, but here's a still from it that's in the that somebody has.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they're gonna have a bunch of deleted scenes, and
Yeah.
there will be and somebody will put together an extended cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. But that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the actual numbers. I think the biggest thing with Dune is that it's going to make people buy the book, read the book if they never had it. I think it's going to make people fans of Dune. I think they are going to get a part 2. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but I think it is going to happen without a doubt. And yeah, I'm just excited for what comes next. I definitely
Yeah, I mean,
more.
I'm for sure curious for like a part 2. It's just unfortunate that like we're gonna have to wait a while for that, you know?
Yeah,
because it's not like a TV show where you can be like, oh, I can just wait till next week to get the next part, you know? Because this is only the beginning, as Chani said, man. But we're gonna have to wait a while, Chani. All right, we don't have it. We don't have it available right away.
If you want to see another little, I don't know if this is cut, but here's a photo of Gurney Halleck playing his baliset. Yeah, baliset's like his musical instrument.
So they mention his, they kind of mention his musical abilities, but we don't really actually get to see that in the movie.
Yeah, they don't show it. It's like the baliset is like I remember that shit from the book. He reads poetry like twice. All right, don't get me wrong. I love Josh Brolin. I feel like he could have done better with Gurney because Gurney is a little. He's a little bit extra, whereas Brolin is very hard ass.
He's a hard ass
at times. Yeah,
we thought the same word, dude. Exactly. He was a hard ass. You don't fight when you have the mood. You fight whenever you have to.
Well, that does happen in the book, but he is a great fighter. He's not as good as Duncan, but Duncan is like he's like a god, like at a point. Like,
I mean, with a name like that, man, how could you not be? This man's name is literally Duncan, Idaho, bro.
Mm-hmm. With a name like that, you gotta whoop some ass or cut some potatoes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Facts. Maybe he does both, man.
What'd you think of the shields? We haven't talked about the shields. What'd you think of the shields?
I like the shields. I think they were cool. I actually, after watching the movie, I was watching this video of like the differences between the 80s movie and this one. And holy hell, the shields look like dog shit in the 80s movie. Oh my god. You couldn't even see the actors, dude.
No, they were like
there were like polygons and shapes moving around. You couldn't even tell what the fuck was happening.
It's the most
so much better in this movie.
It's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see in a movie. But
it was so bizarre, dude.
In the 80s, that was like next level. Nowadays, that looks terrible.
It's so bad, dude. But yeah, no, I thought the shields were really cool. I was actually like, because going into the movie and stuff, you're like, well, why don't they use guns or like ranged weapons or anything? It's because you got to get in real close to penetrate the shield, man. So that was interesting to see that, and then like seeing the shield change from like blue to red, when they were like up close on each other and stuff. That also
penetrates the shield.
Yeah, that also takes me to the fighting, man. The fighting was fucking crazy, dude. Seeing like the Sardaukar and all those dudes like just like brutally take these dudes down with the movements and going through the shields and shit like that. It was fucking nuts, dude.
They show you how much better. They show you how much better the Sardaukar in that are than the Atreides in that fight because they're on the stairs, right? And they're beating the shit out of those Harkonnen soldiers. They're murdering the fuck out of the Harkonnen soldiers. Just a few Sardaukar jump down behind them, which, by the way, they have like grab belts on. I saw some people very confused. I watched some reactions very confused. Like, how are they jumping down? They have belts that control gravity. Like you even see Duncan use it, and they even show a shot of him turning it on. Like of him when he does the knee, he does the running knee. He turns his grab belt on before he does it. You see him reach behind and like reach back there on his side. I noticed it in the movie, and I was like, I'm so glad they showed him turning it on because people would be so confused if they didn't.
Yeah.
He comes up and does that
Yeah, I
fucking
thought that
wicked
was
knee
cool.
to that guy.
Yeah, the
but-
fighting stuff was interesting. Yeah.
But they show how better the starter car are because they come up just a few starter car and they slaughter those Atreides that are fighting on the stairs like pretty easily.
That reminds me of the scene also when they're like walking in the fucking sand and then they just appear from the ground, dude. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
shit. Could you? That's like
I stole that, by the way. I put that in Frozen Decimation. I don't know if you realize this at one
that's
point.
like when fucking you know, you hear like Vietnam War vets talk about they're coming from the bushes or some shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's the type of traumatizing shit that you'd hear. Like these motherfuckers came from the sand. They rose from the sand and they ambushed us and shit, dude.
It's
That
so
would
dope.
suck, dude. That'd be awful, bro. I'd be like, fuck that, dude. Oh, it was really cool though, seeing that like visually though, yeah.
They don't mention it in the book. How did you think of the still suits? What do you think about the recycling your body water and drinking it?
I mean, that makes that's not like super bizarre to me. I think that makes sense.
It's in the books. They're like
sounds.
Somebody made a point.
Super gross, but like it makes sense.
Somebody made a point on one of these articles that's like, if you're wearing a stilt suit, you're practically pooping your pants all the time because it does filter out. They mentioned it in the book. Your thigh pads filter your urine and your feces in the water, so it's nasty as fuck. It's so gross.
That sounds awful.
It's recycled and cleaned, but it's still
But hey, where else are you supposed to get water on a sand planet?
Yeah, so keep thinking about that every time you watch Dune and they got those suits on. They're probably pooping their pants. The reason I brought that up is like Leah asked those guys for coffee duty, and the way they go make coffee is they go spit on this thing that turns it into coffee. I'm like, that's so gross. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Fucking Dune. Go see it. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again.
Stilgar was like, what do you have that is more important than the water of your flesh or whatever? I'm like, yo, let us go back to Cali and I'll bring you a pool, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like we'll bring you some water if that's what you want, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just remember,
Lady Jessica's like, yo, Paul needs to go back to Caladan, like we got to get out of here. Before he was like, yo, we got to stay here, my path lays here, so I just thought that was like funny. I was like, yo, just go back to Caladan real quick and bring some water to these guys.
Just remember, they took James's body with them.
I would be so pissed if I was one of those guys having to carry his dead ass around just because he wanted to fight this dude for no reason.
It's like, look, you started this fucking fight, now I gotta carry your ass around.
Yeah, you started this fight, you died like a dumbass, and now I gotta carry your bitch ass around, all because you wanted to fight somebody. And like Stilgar and everybody's like, yo, are you kidding me? We gotta go, dude. Like, we gotta go before like don't do this. We gotta go.
You cannot challenge a Sayadina. Sayadina is one of my favorite words.
He pulled a fucking Dutch. I insist. We have to fight.
He insists. He got his ass whooped too, by the way, by Paul.
He really did. Yeah,
you gotta think. Cool. Paul's a motherfucking warrior, dude. He's trained by literally the best fighters in the galaxy, like in the universe. I said galaxy in the universe.
I'm overall though. I'm just like I'm curious. I like the world building and stuff. I'm really curious to learn more about the universe and.
Do you understand what spice does, Daniel? Do you understand what it does, or is it to you just a generic thing?
No. I mean, they explained it. It's like without spice, they can't do shit, basically, right? And like that's the reason. Like it's and also it's like only found on Arrakis, or is that true?
That is correct.
So it's only found on Arrakis, and that's why those guys the Harkonnens are so rich, right? Because they're the only ones in control of it, and they've been in control of it for I think Gurney said 80 years.
Yeah.
Because he was like, when he was talking to Paul, he's like, "Yo,
They-
you don't know
they're
them.
ruling.
I know them." Yeah.
The
He's like,
Emperor's
"You don't
like,
know
okay, the
Harkonnens.
Harkonnens
I
are
know
doing
them,
this.
bro."
They're brutal. Like that fucking line's good.
Yeah.
So what spice does is one, it makes it so you can travel through space. Without spice, you couldn't travel through
Right.
space. And two, it actually extends your life if you eat it. So everybody puts it on their food.
There was something about like I think it was what was the thing that Paul was watching?
One of the like
listening to?
little the novel things. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah,
like the,
well, I don't know the name
documentary.
of it either, but it's like, oh, the sandstorms that are they fucked up enough to cut through metal or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, that
they're
thing.
so powerful. Yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
So that thing, I think they kind of mentioned like, yeah, like the spice has like health benefits. When they were
Benefits,
talking
yep.
about when they were talking about the Fremen and all that stuff, I think they mentioned that. So I did catch that as well.
Lengthens
And,
lifespans, improves health, and
then
heightens awareness.
yeah, then there was something about like the eyes of Ibad it's some that had to do with like I think that was did they say that was like the Fremens that were like addicted
I
to
think
the
it's
spice or something?
I think it's the blue eyes that the Fremen have.
Okay.
Spice. People think only the Fremen have blue eyes. This is not true. If you ingest enough spice, your eyes will also become blue. It is a side effect of the spice.
Interesting.
Since the Fremen live on Arrakis, they're around spice all the time. Their eyes are blue. And I think they do a good job of portraying the blue in this movie. There's some movies that's like it looks bad. I don't even like how the miniseries does it in the first part of the miniseries. And like the second miniseries, they kind of fix it a bit and how it's supposed to be. But it's supposed to be like a blue within blue kind of look. The biggest thing I was worried about was like, are they going to explain spice in a way that people understand it? Which I think they did an okay job of that.
Yeah, I got the gist of it, the way that they explained it for the spice. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just curious to watch the second part, see what the hell happens next, man. I gotta know what happens to Gurney. I gotta see what they Chani seems to be pretty important, but she was in it very very little, and I know she's gonna be huge later on, and I know we've only seen half of it, so we're missing a whole entire half. So I want to see more. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Because the complete story has not been told yet.
Would you be down to play an RPG in the Dune world, Daniel?
I would. Now that I've seen the movie and I know a little bit more about it, yeah, I'd be up for it. Again, I just need to get myself more acquainted with some of the other things that I'm not like,
Would you be a dunk in Idaho? Would you be a dunk in Idaho with a Chris knife and whoop some ass?
Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up right there, man. Give me the fucking the jump belt and the shield and fucking let me ride a sandworm to battle, bro. Like that'd be sick, man.
I like how they tease that, by the way, when Liet is trying to make her escape, and obviously she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's got the thumper, she's calling a sandworm, and she gets the hooks.
And you know she's gonna do that. Like that's why she has the hooks out.
Mm-hmm.
But
obviously
she doesn't get.
Then she gets stabbed. I like how she dies in this movie more than I like how she dies in the book, or Liet dies in the book. They kind of just in the book they just kind of throw him in the desert and dies at a certain point.
That sucks. That'd be shitty because like she was like, oh, I when they were escaping after Duncan died.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, oh, the Thopter only has room for 2. So she's like, you guys go and I'll find my own way. He's like, how? And then she's like, oh, well, I am, the desert's my home. Like, what you mean? Yeah, like I'm this is you're my hood. This is my neck of the woods. Like I know what I'm doing.
I serve only one master.
That would have been shitty if they killed her away. Yeah. Like this is her place, but she somehow dies. Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm. In the well, without a still suit, you're fucking doomed in the desert.
Yeah, I mean,
with Liet has some really good lines that I'm afraid we're not gonna get in part 2, which is kind of like a bummer. because as Leah dies in the books, that has like a whole like monologue, and you're in the character's head, and you're seeing what they're thinking and stuff, and it's like, oh man. But maybe they'll do flashbacks to tell some of those things. I hope they do, if they can fit it in there. That is. But I think this movie did what it needed to do. I think it made people interested in Dune that weren't interested in Dune before. It satisfied fans that already liked Dune. I keep losing my arm thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I definitely think we're gonna get that sequel.
Yeah, like I will say, like it's not knowing anything before this, has me interested in the world and everything now. So
yeah,
I just curious to learn more, and however long we have to wait for the second part, man, that's gonna be a bummer. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, overall I like the movie. I like the characters. I didn't expect so many people to die, dude. I was like, damn, this is some Game of Thrones type shit right here, man. Like, there's the Duke, Duncan, fucking.
The one thing that's nice is the trailers. The trailers didn't give anything away. Like, they're hunting our family down one by one. Yeah, but I mean, this is kind of like what this movie is. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean everybody's gonna die. Spoiler alerts. People fucking die. A lot of people fucking die. Including the best of the Atreides, Duncan Idaho. Oh my god. When he looks through and says, "Start a car!" and then starts to shut the door and does the fucking salute, I'm like, fucking yes. He's gonna whoop ass.
That was cool, but I also like when you think he's dead and he just fucking pulls the sword out of his chest, and the adrenaline is rushing through that man's body, so he fucking yells and starts killing these assholes, bro. That shit was great.
Yeah, that scene is so good.
Oh, so good, dude.
Dude, I can't tell you how some of the previous ones just ruined Duncan because he dies in such a bitch way. But he's like such a badass in this movie. I'm like, they finally give Duncan the fucking death he deserves. Like, yes. Yeah. Oh, did this just get tweeted out? Let's look here. 1.9 million U.S. households have watched Dune during its initial Thursday release and first weekend on HBO Max.
Oh, well, there you go.
So there is the source on that is Samba TV Insights over there. They tweeted that out on Twitter.
Interesting.
Combine that up with your movie views. I think that's like going to the movies and stuff. I think that's a pretty good sign, my friend.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, like I said, I think this is. Dude, I'm not like, concerned about whether or not they're gonna continue on with the second part or anything. I think they will. It's just my thing is just like, man, we just have to wait for them to do it and then release it and all that stuff. So
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm glad you're introduced into this world that we have been quoting since last year. All of us sitting in Discord and being like, Shai Hulud, bless the maker and his water.
And now I somewhat know what the fuck you guys are talking about. So there you go, man. So now I'm not totally confused. Now I get it, bro. Also, a funny thing for those of you out there listening and watching, every time they said Shia Hulud, I kept thinking Shia LaBeouf, and I actually ended up photoshopping Shia LaBeouf's face on a sandworm and putting Shia Hulud at the bottom in text, and it's stupid, but I was just like, you know what, I could not hear it every time they said it, so it was just a stupid thing. But yeah, no, it was it's cool, man. Another universe that I am now that I am now aware of and know about, because at the beginning of this year, I didn't know about this or Mass Effect, two big ones that people really love. That I now I'm in it, like now I get it.
Yeah.
So always cool, always cool to learn and get take some plunges into new worlds and universes and stuff, so that's really cool. I'm like debating if I should watch the 80s movie just for the hell of it now that I've seen this one, but the reason why I'm like maybe I shouldn't is because that's a whole movie, right? And this one they haven't told the whole thing. So
It's gonna spoil the end if you do.
yeah, so yeah, maybe I shouldn't then.
I would wait.
That's the thing. I was like,
I would
yeah,
wait because I would love for you to
yeah.
watch the miniseries. I love the miniseries more than I like that movie. I don't
Interesting.
like the 80s movie, I'll be honest.
Maybe
but,
maybe I'll maybe I'll watch maybe I'll check out the older stuff after the second part is done.
Yeah. I would wait if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, no,
Um,
yeah.
I would
Yeah,
recommend you reading a book if you ever had the time, but you know, like it's gonna be a little tough.
Yeah.
With time.
Unfortunately I'm not as much of a reader as I used to be, man.
Yeah.
I fuck, dude. Yeah, it's tough to find time for me to read nowadays, man. That's for sure.
How does it feel to be a killer? I mean, I wish they'd put that line in there.
That's really cool, man. Once you mentioned that, I'm like, man, I wish they would have put that in there. Now I'm gonna be watching that again and be like, man, I wish they would have put this instead.
All right. Well, I think that's a show, guys. I think that's a Dune.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
We're gonna do our shout out goodbyes, and Daniel, you're gonna be up first.
Yeah, this is our last episode of October, so we'll see you guys in November 1st, next week. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all hanging out and all that good stuff. Let me put on my mask here real quick as we're gonna say goodbye. Hold on. I should have prepared. Whatever. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out and all that good stuff. Coming up for me on stream, I probably am going to be playing some more Bloodborne on Wednesday, and then maybe some more New World. Maybe we'll do a Phasmophobia co-op or something. And maybe Josh will want to play it or stream it or something.
Hell yeah,
I don't know.
do it.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, we'll have some things to play as we close out the Halloween stuff here. The next the rest of this week. And then we'll be moving on in November, which will be interesting. We'll see what we have in store for that. I am working on getting some new emotes done. So soon, hopefully, I will have more emotes on the channel for those of you who are subbed and have donated bits and all that. We'll be working on that. But yeah, that'll be it, guys. That'll do for the day. Next week's episode is gonna be something that I mentioned a little bit earlier. We're gonna be talking about Mass Effect because it'll be before N7 Day, so we're gonna bring on Katie. We're gonna try to bring her back for that, and we're gonna talk some Mass Effect. But anyway, yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye bye, everyone. Farewell.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for checking out today's episode of the Clockwork Cantina as we talked about Dune and all the news and stuff. Make sure you're out there getting your vaccination shots and all that stuff, and get this shit taken care of. Your Dark Lord commands it. If you can, go see Dune in the theater if you're comfortable, if you're vaccinated and you want to do that. If not, check it out on HBO Max. I'm sure you've probably seen it by now if you watched this episode, but go watch it again. Until next time, we'll be seeing you. Bye, guys.